Welcome to BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. A series of strikes are taking place around the capital again today. 900 workers employed by the City of London Corporation, who are members of the GMB union, are walking out for 24 hours, picketing at locations including the Barbican Centre, Tower Bridge and the Old Bailey. And security guards at Heathrow Airport are also staging a fresh 3-day strike over pay. Both mark a year of an historic wave of strikes during a cost of living crisis. The BBC has been following some of those involved, as our correspondent Tara Welsh reports.
There is a change coming. The people are ready for it.
The fighting talk began last year and action followed on a scale not seen in a generation.
And we're going to win for the working class. Victory to all workers in our country.
The RMT strikes have brought the capital and the country to a standstill at times.
It's all a bit surreal, all this, isn't it? Give them a wave.
The union's boss, Mick Lynch, has become a household name.
Sometimes I think you just go a little bit over the top and just think about the economy of the whole country.
Well, why won't they give us a pay rise then?
But it's not just rail workers.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
As the cost of living crisis worsened, civil servants, teachers, NHS staff and some in the private sector took action.
Every profession has had enough!
Bus drivers in South London walked out for 23 days, which took its toll.
How long is this strike going to go? How long?
I'm losing my money as well. I'm losing money.
We strike for how many days?
But listen, don't fall out with each other. Don't fall out with each other.
The bus drivers reached a deal with their employer and ended the strike. Some NHS staff have also accepted pay rises. But almost a year of disruption across sectors has affected the lives of many in the capital. Data showing the impact of strike action suggests that thousands of medical appointments have had to be cancelled. 1 in 5 people reported having their travel plans disrupted during the winter rail strikes. And industrial action by teachers meant that 28% of parents said they couldn't work. Data shows more than 500,000 working days have been lost to industrial action in the past year. This peaked in March when teachers, tube, train, public and private sector workers all walked out. As we move into another summer, the battle over pay for teachers, nurses, junior doctors and rail staff continues, and there'll likely be more strikes ahead. Tara Welsh, BBC London.
Well, you can watch the full programme, Strike Inside the Unions, on the BBC iPlayer now or at 9 p.m. tonight on BBC Two. In other news, rail investigators say they'll be looking at an incident at Clapham Common tube station where passengers smashed windows to get out of the carriages after thinking there was a fire. They'll look at London Underground's procedures as well as brake maintenance to try and improve safety. Fans of Tina Turner have been paying tribute in central London to the star, who died yesterday. Many visited the theatre where the musical Tina is playing on Aldwych. London was an important place for the singer, and to warn you, Paul Murphy-Cusp's report contains some flashing images.
Did you know Tina Turner was once a Londoner? After her abusive marriage to husband Ike ended, Tina tried to get her career back on track. It was in London that she relaunched and catapulted back into stardom. More popular here at the time than in the US, she recorded Let's Stay Together at EMI's Abbey Road Studios. It went on to become a smash hit. She'd performed in London before, but now she made it home. The music video for Private Dancer was filmed in South London's Rivoli Ballroom. She played to packed houses at Wembley, the Hammersmith Odeon and the O2. She even got to meet the Queen at the Royal Variety performance at the Palladium. But her lasting legacy in London will be Tina the Musical. Opening in London in 2018, she was heavily involved in production of the musical Telling Her Life Story, a show that's still playing to sell-out audiences today. Tina Turner was known the world over, but London will always have a special place in its heart for the Queen of Rock and Roll.
OK, Londoners are being asked to showcase their homes and buildings in this year's Open House Festival, which is due to take place later this year. The annual event gives people the chance to go inside buildings that are not usually open to the public. One person who took up this call last year was Kenny Orellana. He and his partner built their own 3-storey home.
Please come in. Open house allows people to see places that are hidden away, and this is one of them. We wanted to inspire like-minded people and show them how they can actually build their house. We wanted to show them that it's not so difficult. We started off buying a piece of land which had nothing in it. Now, after the works, we have a 3-storey, 3-bedroom house with 2 gardens, one at the ground floor level and one up on the roof. We spent about £42,000 buying the land. We did it because we wanted to own a house in London, and as prices are very expensive, this was probably the only opportunity for us to own a house. It took us about 4 years as we did it ourselves. I am an architect, but you don't need to be an architect to do what we did. I guess it is all about trying to learn. We are not trained carpenters or wood makers or whatever. And the way how we managed to learn is by using a lot of YouTube and tutorials. And it took us a long time to do it, but it cost us £210,000 doing the house, which is much cheaper than buying a house of a similar quality and size in London. It was very important for us to do a sustainable house because it allows you to reduce your bills. So the green roof is actually a very good way to insulate the house from the sun. It makes the living room much cooler in summertime and keeps it warm during the winter times. So we introduced this skylight here in order to get some natural light downstairs to the basement. And we also did this skylight here on the first floor to get some sort of connection with the windows above and also to be able to see the trees that are outside. Open house, it gives you the opportunity to present your house because then it allows people to visit something that they will otherwise not be able to see it. It's not about being perfect, it's not about having a showroom display. It's about people that care for something and they want to share it with other people. Thanks for visiting our home.
What an achievement. OK, the weather with Elizabeth.
Hello there, good afternoon. High pressure will keep us dry and settled as we head through the rest of this week and indeed for much of next as well. So it's great news if you're heading to the Chelsea Flower Show over the next few days or if you've got outdoor bank holiday plans as well. But there will be subtle differences day on day between the cloud and the sunshine amounts. Today, for example, it's cloudier than it was yesterday, and for some that cloud could stick around for the next few hours or so. It'll gradually break up. There will be some sunshine emerging and we're expecting a fine end to the day. Temperatures in the high teens, perhaps 20 degrees Celsius. Now, as we head through this evening and overnight, then there should be a lot of clear skies. Around the winds are light and temperatures would drop back into mid-single figures. So it's a chillier start to Friday morning. On Friday, a lot of blue sky and sunshine throughout the day, perhaps a bit more cloud just feeding down through the Thames estuary at times, and there will be some fair weather cloud, I think, developing through the afternoon as well. Temperatures once again in the high teens in Celsius, but it turns a little warmer on Saturday. The sunshine is set to last. It will be dry throughout the bank holiday weekend, but it's a little cloudier on Sunday and the wind a little brisker on Monday.
OK, that's it. Asad's here later, but head to our website to see how Peckham Rye Station has regained some of its former splendour. But from all of us, enjoy your afternoon. Bye-bye.